The speed here? Yeah, it's pretty insane. SiteGround managed to fully load the default WordPress website in just... In today's video, we'll go through a quick SiteGround review. I'll look over all the pros and cons of this hosting provider while also showing you how to build a business website like this one. All of that in this SiteGround WordPress tutorial, but let's not be hasty. First, is SiteGround good? SiteGround WordPress hosting is a bit more expensive, but you get a plethora of features, tight security, and top-notch optimization. I'll go out on a limb and say it's one of the best hosting providers for e-commerce or business. Why? Each plan allows you to add collaborators to work together, have e-commerce options enabled straight from the box, and the GoGeek plan even allows you to create white label products to sell as your own. But the question is, do I believe the price is right? Let's look at SiteGround prices. I personally have all my sites on the Grow Big plan, since I'm hosting 4 blog e-commerce type projects. This plan goes for around $7 a month. If you go with a year of hosting, of course. It removes both website and bandwidth limitations, and it's custom ultra-fast PHP that improves your content loading times. But we'll talk about that later on. The only con here that bugs me is the renewal price increase. This Grow Big renews at around $20 to $24 a month. It's still worth it though, even for the price. Just keep that in mind so you wouldn't be unpleasantly surprised. If you're watching this and still have no plan here, use the links in the description below to get the best available discount for shared hosting plans. These links are affiliate, meaning that you get a nice discount, we get a small support from that, and YouTube gets honest review videos. SiteGround hosting is full of features, and not only to make the beginner's life easier. If you're a developer, you get an easy-to-use SiteGround staging WordPress tool, GIT integration, and a built-in caching tool with lots of customizations. The security package here is also really solid. Some things you kind of expect to be there, like a free wildcard SSL, real-time monitoring, and web application firewall. But it goes even further. I personally love that hosting here comes with the SiteGround security plugin. This means I don't need to add any third-party plugins. A quick intermission. SiteGround recently had some security problems with this plugin and its two-factor authentication process. We have a much more in-depth video about it on our channel. Having a security problem in your security plugin does sound kind of ironic. However, SiteGround proved why they are so good at what they do. The vulnerability was patched out and 0 websites were affected, so good job SiteGround. The last thing, there are so many security features it's hard to list them all. All plans come with daily automated backups. Honestly, if you have a mission-critical website or an e-commerce shop and still want to have pretty affordable shared hosting, you can't go wrong with SiteGround. Once you have a plan and a domain name, let's log into your dashboard and continue with the SiteGround WordPress setup. This is the first front you'll be working on. It looks really simple, more like a regular web page. First, I go to Websites and select New Website. I personally create a lot of test websites, so it's really appreciated that SiteGround gives you an easy option to use a free, auto-generated subdomain here. But back to the tutorial. Select existing domain and select your purchased domain name. Next, I have an option to move my existing site for free, create an empty website, or install WordPress on SiteGround. I'm selecting Start New Website, and for this tutorial, I install just the WordPress system itself. Then, I just enter my login information and click Finish. Oh, another thing I want to mention, if you're new to all of this website creation stuff, you also get the option here to use a free SiteGround website builder to craft your site. Well, it kinda is just a Weebly builder, but shh. It just shows me that SiteGround is optimized for both professional and new web users. It usually takes around 2 to 3 minutes to complete this setup. So go grab a cup of coffee, and once it's done, let's continue. I can go to my website, log in straight to WordPress, or use SiteGround Site Tools. I'll look at Site Tools first. This is what the second website control dashboard looks like. I really like SiteGround's approach here. You get analytics about your site displayed immediately. You can find most settings really easily, and you just saw how smooth it was to create a completely new website. Everything is neatly categorized in the left panel, and wait for it, you can even turn on dark mode if that helps you work. To get from here to my WordPress administration dashboard, I can click Install and Manage, and then click this icon here. If it's the first time going to this website, this small extra setup will pop up. This is really quick. I'm going to leave the default theme, just select Continue, and here I get a lot of plugin selections. These are all free and optimized to work best with SiteGround hosting servers, so just add what your website will need. I'm adding contact form, gallery, and maps. And on the next page, yeah, more plugins. You thought it was over, didn't you? But in all seriousness, these are all marketing related tools. I'm selecting Analytics and clicking Complete. Once you're in the WordPress administrator dashboard, you might notice that it looks slightly different than the regular dashboard. It's SiteGround's extra menu allows you to manage your site settings even easier from a single page. Let's move on to building our new free business design. Let's dive a bit deeper into how to build a WordPress website with SiteGround. Look, the default WordPress theme is perfectly fine, but it won't really attract a lot of customers, let's be fair. So to change that, I'll hover my mouse on the Appearance tab and click Themes. This page houses all the themes that are already installed on your server. I'll add a new one by clicking here and typing in Astra. After a quick installation and activation, you should see a new menu, Astra Options on the left. Select it, and in the far right corner, click Install Importer Plugin. When the plugin is activated, I'm going to select Elementor the Builder. All of these options are great, but I personally like Elementor's approach to editing and I have the most experience with it. Now, the most important part of this installation, selecting a template. Not because it's a difficult task, but there are quite a few modern looking options to choose from, so it can take a while. I go with the cycle shot template, since I want to have a business e-commerce project in the end. Another setup will greet you here. First, I click Select Logo. I can upload my images directly from PC or phone. If my image is too small or large, I can adjust it with this slider. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to select colors and fonts for my design. Then, on the final page, I'll leave everything as it is and click this button. I want to talk about SiteGround's performance. I mentioned that SiteGround is really impressive when it comes to this aspect. I ran 2 speed tests, one with the default WordPress theme and the second with this new Astra design. The speed here? Yeah, it's pretty insane. SiteGround managed to fully load the default WordPress website in just 0.8 seconds. And after adding text and images, the result increased to 1.1 seconds. There were no red flags in both results, no long server blocking or any other nonsense. In short, this means I'd be capable of handling high traffic, and it's actually faster than Google's recommended 3 seconds. Let's jump back. If I click here, I can finally see my new web design. You should see something similar in front of your eyes as well. The last thing to do for me is editing my new content, text, and images to represent what I want my site to be. A really effective way is to use Elementor. If you have any experience with photo editing, the interface should look really familiar. I'm going to change this text first, and what I like here, you can change it in the left control panel, or just by selecting and typing directly on the design. To add or rearrange any elements, I'll simply drag and drop them in the locations I want. To move entire sections or remove them entirely, I just use this handy menu right here. I'll have more videos looking in depth at how to work with Elementor coming soon, so a subscription to this channel would be a smart move. If you choose a template with e-commerce sections, you might see this shortcode in your design. Don't be confused though, it just means that the WooCommerce plugin is not installed in your WordPress setup. To fix this, I go back to my administrator's dashboard, go to Plugins, search for WooCommerce, and install it. Then fill in all of the information in this quick setup. And that's it! These shortcodes will now display your products, of course, once you create them. If you want a bit more information on how to work with WooCommerce, leave a comment down below. Now, you should have a business website design, and I have to say that SiteGround for WordPress is the best choice. Every plan here has tons of great features, amazing performance, and affordable pricing, even if renewals are a bit more on the high side. We learned how to install a new WordPress system, added a theme, and modified existing content to be unique to us. I also tried to name all the good and bad things about SiteGround I found working with it over the years. I hope I helped you with your journey. Hey, for this last part, I have 2 questions I'll appreciate you answering. First, what is your experience level? Complete beginner, novice, or maybe even a pro? Second, how important are good security features like automated backups and anti-spam bots when choosing a provider? Well, I'll see you all in the next video.